Joining us once again, it is a huge honour again to welcome Doug Aldrich. How are you, Doug?
Hey, hey, Josh, I'm doing good. I'm a little beat up today. I was at a Dio bowling party last night for Radiance Dio, and whoa, it was late. And but I made it through the night, had a good time, saw a bunch of friends, and then here we are.
So last year you came on. It's been a year already. Wow. Um,
Yeah,
but you're back on to talk about the new album, Radiance.
yeah,
So are these songs sort of like a continuation of the last album from last year?
yeah. It's interesting. We during the lockdown in 2020, I can't remember if you guys were locked down, but we were in California locked down, and Glenn and I got together. He was the only person I really saw outside of my immediate family, and we got together, and he had a couple ideas that he wanted to try and get recorded or just work on. So we went down, and I went down, and we worked on a few songs, and we were talking about doing a. The band was talking about doing like a concept record. So he started, thinking about titles, songs, and it was started to go in a kind of a concept album sort of direction. And then we stopped because we had like about 10 songs we put together and demoed up, and then we stopped because we wanted to promote the we were going on tour to promote Holy Ground, and then we kind of lost we lost the interest in doing finishing that record, but we knew we had some good songs, and we were still planning on touring, early this year in Europe, and it got pushed back. So we it never was meant to be a continuation of Holy Ground. It just basically it was meant to just have, we had this concept thing, and then that went out the window when we our tour got pushed back, and we decided let's just make another record. So about half of those songs that we had already started were right in the ballpark, and they could be concept or not. And then we wrote about six more songs, just kind of filling in like for example, I think there was, we wanted something that was a little more of a radio ballad type of song, and that's how Roll On came together. And then we I know Glenn loves kind of he loves the Beatles, and he loves that kind of funky groove. So Courageous we worked on, and a couple others came together, and we had the album. So it was never meant to be like a follow up on purpose, although it is the follow up. It was just meant to be the best record we could make at that time.
So what's it like working with Glenn Hughes of all singers?
He's amazing. He's super talented, very he's very connected to his spirituality, and he writes these lyrics that are basically, they don't really say something directly as much as they make you think, and it's really interesting. Um, he's very passionate about what he likes and what he doesn't like. He's very he's very hands-on with everything he does. He wants it to be how it is in his head, and that's a good thing. But it also tortures him a little bit sometimes because he can't. It's really hard for him if somebody says, "Hey, can you try it like this or that?" It's difficult, but he's the voice of rock. He's a great singer and a legendary gift to rock and roll.
So, Doug, we see a lot of like when you performances, but what is is there any antics while on the bus, like while traveling?
Well, yeah, there's all. I mean, especially since we got Brian Tishy back, which I should mention. Brian has made a huge difference in the songs. I mean, I really love. I think this is our best album yet, and it's the second album I've done with Brian with the Dead Daisies, and both of those albums are great. And he just lifts the band into the next level. It's like up level every time Brian hits a song. It's great. But he and I have a lot of fun joking around, and you know, there's not too much like like physically craziness, but we have like these little, battles about which song was better by this band or that band, and or like he likes doing a deep dive on stuff, and we get in these deep conversations that usually are pretty funny too. And so it's not like there's not too much craziness on the bus, but it's fun. We have some laughs.
So you are coming back to the UK in the next couple of weeks, and you are
Yeah.
playing Manchester this time around. What's it like playing in the UK compared to like the US?
Well, the UK fans are probably some of our, we got dear friends from back with, well, for Glenn from his solo times, and there's a lot of Deep Purple fans. For me, the times with Dio and Whitesnake, I started making friends in the UK. So it's like there's a lot of family. Like the Whitesnake choir is all started in the UK pretty much. So it's a blast to come and see everybody. And it was only a year ago that we were there, but it's like when you don't see your parents for a year, or your sister or something, it's like it's a long time. So we're very excited to come back and play. And the British fans are serious. You can't phone it in. You've got to bring your A game. They'll tell you. It was like either they'll say, "Oh, it was great," or they'll say that was shit. So you got to bring your A game every time.
So you are playing at the Ritz in Manchester on the 4th of December. Who are the support bands? I think, is it two British bands?
Yeah, we have FM and Graham Bonnet on tour with this British run, and it's going to be great. I mean, those FM is a legendary band. They're great. It's Graham Bonnet, one of the greatest singers. He's both bands are still killing it live. Like Graham is, I can say, because I've seen Graham watching videos and stuff. He's just killing it. I've never toured with FM, but I've seen their shows and stuff online, and it's just going to be a great night. And it's three bands together ready to party.
So, Doug, I am very much looking forward to seeing the Dead Daisies live finally.
Yeah.
It is going to be a blast. But again, thanks for taking the time out to have a chat with us tonight.
Of course, Josh. Thanks for having me, and look forward to seeing you at the Ritz and anywhere else. That all of our friends are going to be. It's going to be fantastic to be there. Can't wait.
Yeah. Cheers, Doug.
Cheers, Josh. Thank you, man.